Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So I felt like sermonizing. So in my last YouTube, the stream died. My connection was shitty, so I started another one. And it's called Second Stream Lilith is Hot. And I highly recommend that you go watch it because that's what this video is going to be about. So Lilith in astrology is like a woman saying, I have had it. Is that true? Am I getting that right? So she's doing something. She's doing a dance with Chiron. So it's the wound. She's in Aries. So that's power. um, oh, what else? I mean, I learned this from the people in the chat in my last live because there's a bunch of astrologers in there. Anyway, what I have seen before I learned that, and this is just kind of the way it goes. I like, oh, these are the themes I'm seeing in my clients and my friends and myself. Hi, Brenda. It's so nice to see you. What's your heart again? You're the king of diamonds? Anyway, we're talking about women and anger. Gee. Lilith is in Scorpio, conjunct Vesta. So tell me more about Vesta. And in Scorpio, we get Pluto and Mars. So it's an intense dance. What I've seen is women getting to a point of like, I can't deal with this anymore. Like, I'm really angry about this. There's this pattern going on. Okay, so I did an embargo on doing the dishes last week. And my guides are telling me to tell this and I don't want to. Okay, I'm gonna draw a card. If I tell it, I'll be disappointed. So I'm not gonna do it. Okay, what if I don't tell? Inner child feels safe. Okay. So I'm not going to tell. Okay, but something big changed for me. And on the same day, I decided I'm not going to do the dishes anymore because I need to get his attention because this thing that's out of balance, I don't know what it is, but something's not right and we need to talk about it. And talking about it is not going to do it because it's never done it. It's never created the shift that needs to happen. And it was about basically just feeling like I am not adequately respected in this relationship. And I will not deal with this anymore. I cannot accept this anymore. So the dishes went undone, and I'm not kidding, for 3 to 4 days before anything came up. And it was almost more than I could deal with because I'm Virgo rising. But I managed to just let all of the countertops completely fill up. And I was just like, not putting that away. I'm going to just open this package and just throw the shit on the floor. It was really fun. It was really fun. I was behaving way more badly than he does, but it was to get his attention. And Jesus is laughing at me and he goes, he's not going to like it when he finds out you've been doing this. And of course he didn't like it. But it stopped the train and then the cars kind of ran into each other for a while. We stopped and talk about it. Now the train is moving and all the cars are not running into each other. And so it created a shift. So this is happening. And I had a friend call in crisis a couple of hours ago with very similar shit going on. And the reason I entitled this about being angry is because if that's where you are, stay with it. And as women, we know I don't want to stay angry. This is uncomfortable. It's also very socially unacceptable. And I know technically where I'm supposed to go, but I'm not there yet. And you're not there yet. Anger is medicine and it has to have its full effect. So let it do what it's going to do. Celibacy and autonomy conjunct, basically. Wow. Vesta is where you find what the person is highly devoted to. Okay, so it's like a Virgo energy, right? Lilith is rebellion and autonomy. To put it short and sweet, people are devoted to maintaining control of themselves, not try to fit in. Oh, that is just a beautiful way to sum up what we're talking about. So what I just want to reinforce is wherever you find yourself, especially that anger piece can be very difficult for women because number one, We have been angry in a destructive way. Everybody has. Here's what happens. Here's the definition of rage versus anger. Anger is when you're in your body and you're having the experience. Rage is when you leave your body and you're having the experience because it's forbidden. So you have to leave your body. Therefore, there's this experience of it getting white hot. Your logical brain takes over. You can stay totally rational in the face of violent rage, and you can do things, break things, say things, and there's a good chance that you won't remember because you weren't in your body. And I had an experience like this, and then it actually resolved and healed, and I haven't been enraged since. I've only been angry. But it's been a fully, like, I am in my body. I am claiming this experience. I am with myself. That's anger. I am with myself. I am on my own side. I am having this experience. And rage is when you kind of lose yourself a little bit, but that feeling has to be expressed because you've contained it for too long. So it's like a reset. It's your body's way of like, hey, this has to get out. So it's messy. Devotion to not being told what to do and moving to the beat of your own drum, plus it's being in Scorpio, we are going through a transformation as a collective where people are finding out who's who. Ooh, and stand up for whatever it is we believe in. Yeah, and I think it's getting to a point where, like, I just keep hearing myself say over and over, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And sometimes I do care, and it's a defense mechanism. And other times it's like I'm trying to practice. I'm trying to get to a place of being like, I really don't care. And like having the same old argument with my husband where I'm like, I'm really clear about this thing with me. And you know what? I don't care about your wound right now. I don't care about that whole thing, that whole story. I don't care. I'm not in a place of caring about that because I'm in a place of caring about my experience. And I am sick of your wound being on center stage. I'm not here to accommodate it right now. I'm here to be in my experience. And aren't we so skilled at accommodating the wound? We're healers. We're made of compassion. We're dripping with it. And it gives us a place of significance and gives us a role. It gives us power to be in the role of the compassionate one. But to be able to say, you know what? I don't care about all that. It's like taking the ego needs and just being like, you're secondary because this is primary and I don't care what it costs me. I don't care if they don't approve of me anymore. That's the really yummy thing about it, is that you let go of the unhealthy caring, and that feels really good. Make sure you like this video if you're still watching. My view count has gone down to 1. So yeah, please like the video so that I can see for sure that it's more than one. Oh, yep, see, somebody liked it. There's more than one person watching. The bigger picture, are they helping you build, or are you laying bricks that others are tearing down right behind you? I have definitely had that feeling. Yeah, see, somebody else liked it. Thank you. I have had that same exact feeling of like, how many years have I been trying to build this wall and it just gets torn down, not necessarily maliciously, but by a lack of shared vision, shared understanding. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, 3 likes, even though the view count was down to 1. Oh, see, YouTube, you've got to stop fucking with me. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the lies. I'm sick of the dishonesty and the manipulation. And it's like, I have had it. I'm not going to take it anymore. Okay? If I'm talking to AI or humans, stop fucking with me. Ooh. Okay. So, yeah, so that's basically all I wanted to say. Does anybody else have anything to contribute to that? Because it is so, yeah, it is so important that we stay in our bodies and support each other in this process right now, because it's a hard thing to be in. There's so much to lose. There's so much at stake about the things that women care about. But there's a way to be in it that we really end up healing the collective, healing our children, healing our partners. Don't compromise, right? Right? I know, it was a little demonstration. I was like, might as well. Lilith is doing her thing. Might as well just be the voice of Lilith right now. Stop fucking with me. So in the stream that I did for my second YouTube when the first one died, I told this story of going out to dinner with our really good friends and our very dear friend Thomas, who we basically have a trauma bond with from past lives. He's been in the military, he's out, he's dealt with PTSD. Stuart has past life PTSD. I know I have it from repressed memories and whatever the hell else I've gone through on this planet. And he's a 9 of hearts. Stuart's the 3 of clubs and the 9 of hearts. I'm the 7 of diamonds and the 9 of hearts. And so we just have really bonded. He has a wonderful woman in his life, finally, which he would ask me about for years and years and years. Like, when is she going to show up? Well, she finally did. And we were out to dinner and having a really good time. And I'm sharing my story. I've probably had a little too much alcohol. 1 beer is almost too much for me. And I'm probably getting a little long in the tooth with my story, but not really. To me, it's really important because I met this guy who casts out demons. And he had the most amazing near-death experience and this relationship with this woman who had a coven and this was in like right after high school, and they ended up being friends, and the devil came through, or some big demon and possessed her and like was trying to talk to him, and he was like not having it, you know, and the spirit was talking through him, and it was head-to-head spiritual battle. Well, she was won over by the light, safely escaped all of that, and they're still friends. And I need to ask him about that. Okay, the story gets better. The reason that God sent this to me was because I was way deep in the dark waters of child bad things, stories about it, and then the fiction that I'm listening to in my car, trying to get away from it all, ends up being about that. And I'm like, oh my God. It's like too much. It was too much. And then everyone at the grocery store was like, he's a P, he's a P, he's a P. You can just tell by that shirt. Look at that stupid shirt. It's got a stupid print on it. You can just tell he does that to lure children. And he's, you know, and so it's like in this really bad headspace. And so we end up taking a walk with this very dear friend of hers. And then after all of this, I'm like, when did you graduate from high school? 84, same as me. Where did you go to high school? Columbine. I went to Bear Creek. Competing high schools. I had my best friends at Columbine. I was like, did you ever go to Southern Gables Evangelical Free Youth Group? Yeah, I visited your youth group. Did you know my youth pastor, Fritz Dale? Yes, Fritz, he was a great guy. So this is the story that I'm in the midst of telling, and you can tell it's just like, oh my God, I still get chills talking about it and telling my daughter, and she's like, no way, stop, get out. Oh my God, really? And somewhere in the middle of this story, there's a little pause. Thomas turns away from me and says to Stuart, so what's going on with your business? Mindy got it, how inappropriate that was. I was supposed to just take that. Even when the most annoying person in the world is going on too long, you don't diss them like that. You don't do that to someone you're trauma bonded with for 13 years. So I interrupted them after about 2 sentences. Stuart didn't even catch it. And I interrupted and I said, Thomas, you interrupted me, and that was rude and inappropriate, and I am not okay with it. And he's like, oh. And then they just carried on. Well, I put that to the side. I did not let it fester. It didn't bother me or stress me for a single minute. And then I told Stuart all about it about 3 or 4 or 5 days later, and he responded appropriately because we've been through our own shit lately, and it was deeply healing. It was profoundly healing. And I'm like, you know, he's not my friend anymore. Friends don't do that to friends. And Mindy said that there was something that he had not apologized for days that he needed to. So he's just being a dick. Okay, so what is it with guys? Are they getting an extra serving of, I know how to be a dick right now, to really challenge her to come out with her Lilith thing and say, I'm not having this anymore? I don't know, but Stuart figured it out and shaped up, and we just totally shifted. And I don't know what's going to happen with Thomas because he is my friend and I do love him. But Stuart's like, I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to tell them that there's a problem. And it's like, you know what? I am not scared this time. I am not scared of any sort of confrontation or anything that I have to say. I just don't care anymore. Okay, Jeannie says, yep, thanks for the validation. People will be showing up who they truly are. True colors will be bright as heck. Well, and I think behaviors that we haven't seen forever that have, like Thomas has done that to me many times. And I'm just like, oh, I must be boring him. Oh, it's my fault somehow. And I just assume it is. And, from now on, every time that happens, I'm going to be like, no, that's not okay. And you mocking me about it is 10 times not okay. So I'm going to leave now. And that has happened over and over again, where it's my son and my husband, and then they gang up on me for complaining. And it's like that creates such seething anger. It's like twice abandoned, 3 times insulted. And it's like, I truly do not know how to deal with it at that point in a graceful way, other than to maybe come back in a calm moment and say, if this happened to you, let's just rearrange this. How would you feel? To be invalidated, to be sidelined and then made fun of and invalidated, and everyone rolls their eyes because you're just being ridiculous. I think maybe that's what I'm going to do, because I know my son doesn't want to be a dick. He's really evolved, and every once in a while he's a dick. Does it just come with being a guy? I don't know. I really don't know. I really have been rolling this around in my head that guys don't seem to need a response when they say something. They could just say something into a void and nobody responds. They're all like statues. And somehow this is okay. And then Stuart's like, well, it does bother me when I ask you a question and you don't respond. So apparently a statement doesn't require a response in their mind. For a woman, it really, really, really does require a response. That's why women do this. It's why they go, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's like we need to feel held and listened to and acknowledged. And I've never not felt that way. So I don't know. Are they in denial? I really don't get it. But I just cannot tolerate it. I've been with guys before in the car, a couple of guys, and I say something, and it's zero response. And I just sit there and I'm like, how do they think this is okay? I really don't get it. And I know they're not thinking in that moment, fuck her, she's an idiot. They don't feel that it's required to respond. Jeannie says, I feel that often when I stand up for myself, people think I'm ODing. Meanwhile, it's something I should have done a while ago, and I'm just finally doing something about it. It's our fault, really. Acting like we could just overlook it just allows it to fester and build up and sets expectations for others. I've learned to put up the boundary ASAP if I have to. Absolutely, because we're teaching other people how we deserve to be treated. It's just like if you're taking a walk and you see a yard that's really manicured and you have a little gum and you're like, oh, where should I spit this out? Where are you going to spit it out? You're going to spit it out in the person's yard who doesn't give a fuck. It's full of weeds. They obviously haven't done anything that they won't notice. They're telling you how it's okay to treat their yard. It's okay to treat me this way. And that's why I am working desperately to upgrade the front of this property. So we live on this 5 acres. We don't live in the unit that fronts the street. It's over 100-year-old farm property just outside city limits. It's idyllic. It's absolutely amazing. But the owner doesn't care. The person that lives in the front house is his daughter, and she doesn't care. She's like, well, you know by now, I really don't care about anything on the outside. And so last summer I said, would you consider giving me a discount on lot rent if I do some landscaping in the front? And so what I did is I uncovered a 100-year-old flagstone sidewalk. And I was like, oh my God. And then I uncovered tons of perennial, like someone put a lot of love into this front yard a long time ago. And I just simply uncovered the shit and brought it to life. And since then, her career's taken off. She's gotten a long-term partner who moved in. Like, her life's gotten a lot better. And then and then some total asshole came by a couple weeks ago and illegally dumped. They deconstructed a barn and they drove back into the back property, and they left 5 distinct piles of this deconstructed barn on this property. Just left it. And then he lied to my face that he had permission. We called the police, did the whole report, blah, blah, blah. We've removed one of the piles. That was the beginning of me coming into Lilith. Was like, I cannot freaking believe I let that happen. There were so many moments, things I could have done or said to prevent that from happening. And I was like, this property is attracting. Oh, we don't care, because look at all these piles of shit that have been here for 20 years and nobody's done anything about it. Piles that they made when they were teenagers. And we're just like, it's 5 acres, most of it's open, we don't own it, we really can't, but it was, Jesus said to me, this is a message. There's a larger purpose to this. And I'm watching it unfold. It's fascinating. Thank you for letting me go on and on. Great analogy. You feng shuied her life. Yes, I did. I totally feng shuied her life. And I knew it. I knew that her life was going to change as a result of driving into the property and looking at this beautiful sidewalk. And we also got mulch. You can get an absolute, I just have to stop swearing. You can get an absolute ton of mulch for like $25. And mulch is amazing. Like, what do you call it? Like wood chips. You can pick all these different colors, and it's like, God, it's like an art palette for a large area. I love landscaping. And so, yeah, I landscaped the hell out of it, and it looked so beautiful. And I was like, this is going to change her life. And, it's like, even though you don't care, it has an impact. And I did get a little discount on my rent for it. So, yeah, I think it's still very much worth doing. What were we talking about? Lilith. Oh, my God, my sister is here. Exciting about the sidewalk. Gotta go. Many blessings. Well, hello and goodbye. Yeah, I was just thinking I need to call my sister. I did. I had that thought. And here she is. She's a 10 of diamonds. Yeah, let's do. So I've also had many reframes of Jesus and verses and stories, and I'm going to share one. I'm going to share one because I'm going to start a new stream and title it. But it's about the Catholic Church and the Pope. Upon this rock I shall build my church. Your name is Peter, and they call it the throne of Peter. That is fucking bullshit. It is total bullshit. And I am going to make a video about it next. Follow me over to my next video.